What's up everybody, Coach Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Valorant video, and in this video we have a lot of things to talk about. First thing we gotta talk about is the fact that C9 Tenz, the man, the myth, the legend, stepped down from C9's competitive roster to content creator, which is pretty tragic in my personal opinion. However, there are reasons that Tenz did this, and we gotta answer the question of why he did this, and will he ever return? We're gonna break all that down. And then we gotta talk about way more stuff, like the fact that thousands and thousands of cheaters got completely scammed, which is an amazing story, and so much more. So make sure you watch to the end, but go to the GameLeap website in the links down below for in-depth advanced VODs, tips and tricks, weapon guides, agent courses. We're the leading educational Valorant platform, period, and we are designed to help you improve. So go check it out in the links down below. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. Now, Tenz is notoriously known as one of the best Valorant players, period, and some even put him all the way to the highest pedestal of being the best player in the game. And Tenz is the driving force behind the C9 roster, or was, because as of yesterday, Tenz stepped down the main competitive roster, and now he's just a C9 content creator. Now, for those of us who love to watch Tenz pop off and we're big fans of Tenz, this is a little bit disheartening, but there are reasons for this, so let's break that down. The two big questions are, will he come back, and why did he do this? But let's play this clip so you can better understand what's going on.
Taking a break for now, especially with no LAN tournaments coming up and COVID's like dog shit, so it's demotivating to play on high ping all the time and always I'll be online. So I'll probably come back to competitive play when stuff starts getting cleaned up and there's LAN tournaments again. Yep.
Now that really kind of defines some things that Tenz really doesn't like about the competitive scene right now. One of the big things he talked about is ping. And for those of you who don't know, Tenz actually notoriously plays on much higher ping than everyone else, even getting to 70 and 80 sometime in the tournaments. And with a game like Valorant, ping matters a lot, and yes, he still manages to pop off, but sometimes it can be incredibly frustrating if you know that a play or something you could have pulled off could have been the decider, and you just can't because your ping is holding you back. On top of that, you gotta understand that the true competitor spirit for a lot of these players really comes to playing on LAN. That's where you can play also against people just internationally, which is one of the heights of all types of competition when you can have things like World Cups, but just sitting near people, being face to face, that is the true way that you really get that competitive spirit flowing. And really, Tenz does not need to be a pro player to live off of. I'm just being honest. Tenz is absolutely popping off on all axes with his content creation, his YouTube, his Twitch, and he knows that there will always be a place for him back in pro play, and he alludes to the fact that he will be returning if he thinks the time is right. He also tweeted this out, talking about how he stepped down from C9, stating this: "Hope everyone can support me in this decision. During this time while I am off the team, I'll be dedicating it towards my personal stream / YouTube to produce some more content. I'll be back to competitive play when I see the time is right. Until next time, everyone." So basically, Tenz is not gone for good. We're gonna be seeing him dominate the ladder on YouTube, on Twitch, and all that stuff. And when the time is right, when we're finally having LANs, there's a good chance that Tyson will actually come back, so we can look forward to the epic return of Tenz in the future. But definitely let me know what you think about all of this in the comments down below. And moving on, we gotta talk about what does this mean for the Cloud9 roster when they do not have their star player in Tenz anymore. C9 was always on the cusp of greatness. They had really inconsistent results, and then they mixed up the roster, dropping Shinobi, adding players or trialing players like Leaf, and there just hasn't been any definitive results. But undoubtedly, Tenz was the star player that they really wanted to build the team around because he was just having so much high impact every single time, but they were still losing. Now, without Tenz, what does that leave C9? Now, there's a lot of really great players on C9, but it's clear that the team as a whole isn't really working that well, and maybe it needs to be redesigned from the ground up. So this makes me wonder, does this mean that they're going to keep the same roster and just find a replacement for Tenz, or are they going to use this opportunity to actually redesign things from zero and maybe get rid of a few players, add a few players? I have no idea. I love a lot of the players on the C9 roster, so I'd hate to see them go, but I do understand from C9's point of view, they really want a team that is going to actually get them the dubs. And without Tenz, they're gonna need some really big changes that they're gonna make that a reality. Now, speaking of players that maybe you could pick up potentially for a new C9 roster, let's talk about the nutty players in 2020, where we are gonna talk about the top 5 players in average combat score, kill death ratio, and damage per round in all of 2024 North America. Now, this is gonna just make us a little bit sad because, of course, Tenz is in every single one of these, being the top in average combat score, the top in damage per round, and the second highest in kill death ratio. But there are a lot of other notable players that I really wanted to talk about on this list. Wardell specifically has the highest kill death ratio, which makes sense considering he is predominantly opping and he's clutching a lot of these rounds, keeping himself alive, and sometimes he's also just saving that op, so his death total is rather low. Now, someone that's actually really interesting on this list is actually Ziff, who has the second highest average combat score, the second highest damage per round, and the third highest kill death ratio, and he's playing freaking Cypher, not a duelist like everyone else on this list, actually Cypher. And for those of you who don't know who this is actually notoriously the person who actually cheated way back in Fortnite in the World Cup back a long time ago. When I actually watched a little bit of Fortnite, I remember this happening, and it was not like an aimbotting scandal or anything like that. It was just like a points collusion type of scandal, but that's a long time ago, so I don't know if any of you have any feelings about that. But this guy apparently is mechanically cracked out of his mind, so maybe he's a potential pickup. I don't know about that. Then of course there's Android that's on Andbox. This guy is freaking nuts, and I really wanted to show off some of these players that are less known, some of these players like Ye, Roka, and Tetra, who are all on tier 2, tier 3 teams. But I'd highly suggest you get to know some of these players' names because I think you're going to be seeing them for a long time to come in the Valorant space. Now, as far as people crying, I really don't like it when people cry, but there are one type of tears that I can't get enough of, and that's the salty tears of cheaters. So apparently 2 major cheat providers got struck down by Vanguard, causing almost 5,000 users crying for losing all their money. Basically, these people each individually paid anywhere between $90 and $600 a piece, and the entire cheat package got completely shut down by Vanguard. So they literally just took their fat wad of cash and burned it. That's literally what they took their stimulus money for. They used it to freaking cheat in Valorant, and they basically just wasted all that money. So I do not feel sad for them. In fact, I rejoice because that's freaking amazing. Now, that being said, there's an entire album of screenshots taken from their Discord of them just getting so salty. It is the most hilarious thing, laughing at salty cheaters, and there is so much to look at here. Just post after post after post. It's actually freaking amazing. Great job, Riot and the Vanguard team. Now, no one watching this is likely to be a cheater, but now you can really see the actual big way that Riot can really punish people for even attempting to cheat, because you spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a cheat system and you're buying it from a really, you know, shady guy, and there's nothing to stop that cheat from just becoming outdated the next day and you wasting all your money, which is really good for us. That means Riot is doing a very good job at proactively shutting this down, and it basically is used as a disincentive for people even attempting to cheat because they know they're gonna waste all that money for absolutely no reason, which is really amazing for us. But go to the GameLeap website to easily climb, not with cheats, but with improvement, with in-depth advanced guides, tips and tricks, VOD reviews. I mean, we got it on the GameLeap website, so do yourself a favor, go check it out in the links down below. But I hope you enjoyed the video. What do you think about every single one of these stories? Thank you so much for coming by. That's all I got for you today. I'm Coach Mills, and of course, until next time.